All right, so I'm just going to let your videos play through here once so you can see what we're working with. And then from the front. And then if we try and sync these two up, look a little bit like this. A little bit off, but okay. So what we're gonna look at first is from the side, and like we talked about at the end of the session is our set position. You can see here clearly all of your body weight is on this foot here. We can even see we're leaning forward, and we need to be having our weight above this foot here. So because we're in this position, one of the few ways that you're going to be able to successfully get this foot to come off the ground and not immediately fall forward is to have to kick your entire body back and actually kick your foot also backwards. So you can see first your body starts to go back, and then after that we kick the foot back to second base. So now if we look where our head starts, we look where the head gets to, then we look where the head goes as the leg lifts up and kicks back. So our body is moving a lot just to get the leg off the ground. And we want to be nice and under control and balanced during our leg lift and not have to have extra things moving. The main thing I want you to understand is when we raise our leg, we want to think about raising the knee up. We don't want to think about kicking the foot up and back. Because when your foot goes this far behind your knee, and when I say behind, I mean towards second base, your body tilts forward like this. And then just like a grandfather clock, your leg is just going to sway all the way back this way. And as your leg does that, watch what your upper body does. Doesn't really go anywhere. It just stays right in place. Okay, so that means from where we started, our nose was right here. And by the time our foot gets in front of us, boom, right there, we have barely gone anywhere towards the target. And yet our leg lift leg has gone all the way up, all the way down, and is this close to hitting the ground already. Which then causes a lot of other things to not be able to occur because we don't have the time for it to occur. One of those being our backside leg is not having the time to be able to rotate into our stride. We can see that our back knee is wanting to rotate, but the back foot is not wanting to rotate. The back foot's going to rotate now. Boom, but it's too late. It needed to have rotated before this foot hits the ground, not after it hits the ground. And because the way we lifted our leg and swung it back, and now we can't go to our target until this leg swings back in front of us. But by the time the foot gets back in front of us, it's so close to the ground that it's going to hit the ground very quickly and not leave the necessary time for the back leg to go through its rotation. And instead of the back leg getting to go through its rotation on its own before the front foot hits the ground, it rotates around because the shoulder rotates it around. as the shoulder rotates it around. And now if our shoulders rotating are having to also rotate this back leg, our shoulders are no longer rotating as quickly and as powerfully as they can, which means now we're not able to throw the ball as freely, as loosely, as whippy as we should, and it turns into more of a draggy arm path. And what I mean by draggy is watch how once this foot hits the ground, boom, how this whole front side here is going to have to really yank over here to give this back leg, back hip, the space it needs to come forward. So watch this front side here as it begins to yank. See that? How it's yanking? How this is yanking and pulling over towards first base. And that's what your body uses to help then bring this hip forward. And we notice how this hip doesn't come forward until this shoulder goes out towards first base. Then this finally comes through. So if we take a look at someone from the side, and let's just look at let's just look at some leg lifts here to see how we're going about that process of raising. That's kind of a blurry one. We can go with Shohei if we want to. Oh, I don't think we're going to see. Yeah, we don't see his leg lift. We don't see it go up, but we can see where it's at the top, where that foot is just dangling underneath the knee. Okay, let's get you one where we can actually see them going up. Okay. So we're going to watch this knee and how the knee raises the leg up. Okay. The knee raises the leg up. The knee going up. Oh, we can't see this from the side. You're not going to go see it. Let's go with Felix Hernandez. You probably don't know the name, but he's a Cy Young winner. Knee, 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 knee. Yes, the foot is behind the knee a little bit, but it's not swinging back like a hand on the clock. And then the knee and the foot's just right underneath it. Okay, just raising that knee. Just raising the knee up. Knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up. Okay. Versus kicking that foot back. Kicking that foot back. Kicking that foot back. All right, so the main thing we want to focus on is getting that leg lift to be knee up, which is going to allow a lot more time to occur in our delivery, which then hopefully allows the back leg the time it needs to go through its rotation before that front foot hits the ground. So we just need to get in front of a mirror and practice that leg lift. Also, in a good set position is going to help as well.